Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mel Roselyn. Welcome to the dark side of YouTube. No, just kidding. But I'm going to be showing you my experiences with polygel. Actually, my second time using polygel. These are the basic items you will be needing. This video is going to contain my thoughts on the first time I used the polygel kit. Tips for beginners. I'm going to be answering a few of your questions. I'm going to be showing you a simple crystal design. This video overall has a lot of information. I will be leaving the timestamps down below. This is a glass dip dish that I have upgraded to. Some homemade dehydrator. Some nail clips for your tips or dual forms. Guys, I'm pretty sure you clicked on this video because you're just as curious as I was when I started polygel. This video is going to teach you or show you the ugly, the pretty, and the struggle of polygel because people make it look so simple, but it is very challenging. Those people are very, very talented and have a lot of experience. I have neither of those. So this nail drill is awesome. I got it at Walmart for only $10, guys. I highly recommend it. I'm going to be using it throughout this video and you're going to see the way it works. I'm going to be using the Makartt dark pink polygel. This is the first time I officially used this bottle. I only opened it to show you in the previous video. Starting off with nail prep, I'm going to be dehydrating my nails one by one. I'm not using a whole bunch of products. After that, I'm going to be filing my free edge, and I'm going to quickly show you a glimpse of the Bicabo stainless steel tool set. I really highly recommend it. It's amazing. The only thing is that item in the bottom was broken. If you didn't catch on to that, so the first tip was to add dehydrator, and the second tip is that I have previously filed a little bit of the shine off my nails just to get the stainless steel cuticle pusher to grip a little bit so it's not sliding all over the place when I'm pushing my cuticles back. So I do recommend that. I also fully removed all the shine off my nails. For those of you who watched my first video that I posted about polygel, you can notice that I didn't do any nail prep at all, and filing is one of the most important steps because it's going to give your polygel longer lasting time. So it's very, very important. Guys, after filing your nails, I wouldn't recommend you to go wash your hands with soap. Do not do that because that's going to defeat the purpose of the dehydrator. The dehydrator is to purify your nail and remove all the oils. That's also one of the reasons why I applied dehydrator before filing my nails, just to avoid my file getting, I guess, clogged by the oils. I'm not sure that happens, but just to prevent that, after completely prepping my nails, I apply my base coat. Starting off with question number 1, people were asking why I was flash curing. The reason for that was because after I applied my complete base coat, I went to cure it, and as soon as I put my hand in and I pressed the LED light, I felt my nails heating up so fast and it almost felt like a light shock. So that's when I put it out immediately, and that's when I started flash curing just to avoid my nail being cooked by the LED light. In that previous clip, I did feel a little bit of a shock, but not as much as I did in the first time I tried this light. And I realized that I did not size my tool forms to my nails. This time I went a size up to avoid the nail popping up once I applied the polygel. Here is another tip. Do not use a lightweight plastic dip dish. You will lose a lot of solution because the polygel will become very sticky and the brush will stick to the side walls and tip it over. This was the first time I used the Makartt slip solution and I loved it. I accidentally left my brush soaking standing up overnight, so it completely ruined the shape of it. You can see the brush is going sideways and it's kind of fluffy. I still can't believe I messed up that brush the first time I used it, but I did plan ahead and bought another brush from a pink collection from Makartt, and it's super cute. It's pink and glittery. I just love it so much. And I did use those clips and they were awful, guys. Awful. Do not purchase them. Save your money. The only finger where they fit perfectly and they can actually hold the tool form is on my thumb. On my other fingers, they're too big. They kind of just move around, moving the tool form. They're just awful. Do not use it. This was the first time I used polygel after 7 to 8 months of using it the first time. And mind you, I did not watch any videos during this time. I did not try polygel during this time. at all, and you can see the monster I have created. It's so thin, so fragile. As of now, this video is not looking promising with this first attempt, guys, but don't worry, it's gonna get a lot better. Look at the monster. Look at the monster. At this point, I thought it was a genius idea just to cover it up with another layer of polygel on top of it. You're gonna realize that the monster got even more terrifying, and you're gonna see how bulky it was, and I just hated it so much, guys. But don't worry, guys, the starting is always rough. Just practice makes perfect, and you're gonna see that my other nails are gonna turn out beautiful. The reason why I left these clips in is just to show you the reality of polygel, guys. It's not all glitz and glamour as how people, you know, show it off to be. I'm a complete beginner. As you can see, I'm gonna be applying some slip solution to the dual form and then removing the excess. With the picker applying polygel, I actually hate using the picker. I rarely use it, and I don't recommend you to use it if you're a beginner. It just makes everything really sticky, and as you can see, I was kind of struggling, so I changed to my new brush, and it's pretty. That was my other tip. If you did not catch on to it, always apply slip solution directly to the dual form before applying your polygel. And also, my other tip is, if you're a beginner, start with your pinky, guys, and if your pinky feels to the cute, move on to your next finger and you can do the other one again. Guys, here's another tip that I'm showing you. Always use your flat surface to press a little bit on the dual form in order to fix the bottom one, and then go on to fixing the top, and then cure it for a little bit, just for like 3 seconds, and then take it out and like fix the bottom a little bit again, just to avoid the dual form from moving. I'm using the Equate nail drill that I got at Walmart for $10, guys. It's amazing. Right now I'm using the shaping tool. Actually, for this video, I was gonna purchase a full-on professional nail drill, but when I saw this one at Walmart, I was like, it's $10. I'm gonna give it a try, guys. I highly recommend it. It comes with 5 tips. It's battery operated, and it comes with a built-in LED light. Guys, just wait for it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. You didn't expect that, right? I 100% recommend the nail drill to beginners and people who are just going to be working on their own nails. I wouldn't recommend this nail drill for people who are obviously nail techs, who work with people on a daily basis. This is obviously going to be super slow for you, so obviously invest in something that's higher quality. But for just personal use, highly recommend. Here's another tip that I had not realized until now. Guys, the dual form is clear. Take advantage of that. Before you apply the dual form with the polygel on your nail, you know, you have the freedom of putting the dual form against the light to make sure it's even, or moving it in different angles to make sure that you didn't miss a spot. The polygel will not cure unless you put it underneath the LED light. I was mainly using the shaping tool for the bottom of my nail, obviously reducing the thickness and the bumpiness. I wouldn't recommend you to go with it all around your nail because you can ruin it. You're gonna see in a couple of clips that I'm gonna do a big mistake, but here I am, you know, filling in the polygel once again, guys, and this time it was so much easier. I think the main thing that I learned is not to use alcohol if you're a beginner. Guys, just use the polygel solution that's already been given in the kit because it makes everything so much smoother, easier. Remember the past tip where I told you to take advantage of the clear dual form? Well, right there I missed a little spot because I didn't check the dual form before applying and curing the nail, so I had to go reshape it, and then I had to do a lot of filing. Here is my other tip. Stay away from cotton balls. They release obviously little fibers and it's going to get all over your polygel, so do not use that. Here's another tip. Instead of using cotton balls, use paper towels. They do not release any type of fibers and they absorb a lot more, so use that instead. Here is another tip that I have not mentioned, or I don't think I have. Always dab off the excess solution on the paper towel before applying it on the polygel. This will reduce the stickiness of the polygel and overall have a smoother application. Some of the tips are like common sense, but sometimes you don't think about it, and those are things I did not think about when I tried polygel for the first time, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. And some nail techs will not mention it because they think people already know, but I can barely paint my nails. If you want proof of that, I actually did a video reviewing some gel nail polishes and you can clearly see I can't paint my nails. But it's going to be up above in the card, so don't forget to check it out after you finish watching this video. At this point, I was getting super excited because I was working on my last finger. If you haven't realized, I only worked on one hand this time. It was just to have enough polygel to work on different designs later on. So I was right there filling in my last finger. After finishing all the nails, I proceeded to filing it for hours and hours and hours. This was nothing compared to the first time I did this video. I took a week to file my nails until I liked them. And you can see they're really ugly, especially my pinky and my middle finger. Besides the point that my middle finger was horrendously thick, I still managed to crack it while opening the fridge, so I had to completely remove that. This was actually the next day, and I obviously removed my middle finger, but when I woke up, the extension from my pinky was completely gone. There was only the base left, so I had to remove that and start all over again. That was okay because I absolutely hated those nails. So I proceeded to obviously applying some dehydrator and then putting some base coat on. And you're going to notice that I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison between alcohol and the Makartt solution once I start doing my nail. And there was a complete difference, guys. You're going to see how slippery it was. It was just awful when I was working with alcohol. I was following the same tips, applying some solution directly to the dual form, removing the excess, and then applying some polygel, dabbing off the excess, and you can already see that it was already sticky. So it was just awful, and you can see me struggling. There was a couple challenges and obstacles throughout this video, but nothing compared to using alcohol with polygel. It's just a no, unacceptable. And also, this just proves my first tip, or one of my tips, where I told you to start with your pinky because it's hard to hold the dual form. You can even see right now I just switched to the Makartt solution because of how awful the polygel worked with the alcohol. So lo and behold, that was the most important tip. Use the Makartt solution provided if you're a beginner. Do not start using other products that other people tell you because you're gonna end up making your time a lot harder like I did. No tea, no shade, no hate. I'm not saying that don't listen to them. They are 100% professionals, unlike me. I'm a beginner. I feel like most people who post videos, polygel for beginners, those people have already had years of experience or are just naturally talented, but they're not showing you the realistic struggles.
It was so pretty. No. Dang it.
So if you didn't realize why I was freaking out in the past couple clips was because I accidentally drilled a hole on the side of my nail, and it was perfect to begin with, but I accidentally ruined it. But here I am reconstructing it, and it's just so easy with polygel. My tip to blending a mistake when you're refilling it, always refill all around your nail, not just the little part where you messed up, because when you go drill it, it's probably gonna fall off. So make sure you blend it seamlessly all around the nail. Now that I shared a lot of tips of my own, I'm gonna be answering a couple of questions. Starting off with, how many sets were you able to do with one tube? Unfortunately, the first time I tried the polygel, I was only able to do one set. I still have a little bit of product left, but not nearly enough to fill up another set. The reason for that was because I was not measuring the length of the polygel I was using, so I did end up using a lot and wasting a bunch that I had to file away. And a couple of nails fell off, and I was obviously refilling the bottom ones because they were so awfully thin. So yeah, I was only able to do one set. Mind you guys, these bottles are tiny. They're not going to be, big enough for you to do a bunch of sets. The next question is, how long did the first set last? They lasted about 2 weeks, and then I had to physically remove them with some acetone. I think those nails honestly videographed a lot better than they looked in person. If you looked at them in person, they were really bumpy from all different sides. Even though I took a week to file them, they were just so ugly. And then all around my cuticle, you could see that there was polygel all over the place, all around my fingers. It was just a big mess. The next question, what did you think about polygel the first time you used it? I honestly hated it. It was just so complicated to me. Little did I know that I was the one complicating everything. That's probably the main reason why this video took me so long to record, because I just had such an awful time, or an awful experience the first time around. It took me about 8 hours to do that full set on my nails, and then to look that ugly and be that time consuming was just mind-blowing to me. Next question, what did you like about polygel? When I first tried it, I really liked the concept about paying full on $30 or $40 and being able to do your nails your own style, your own way, in the comfort of your own home. So I always thought that was incredible, and just how easy like the idea was of just curing it and then you having fabulous nails. By the way, right now that I'm doing the dual form for my pinky, that's in real time, or no, maybe I did 2 times because I just thought it was a little too slow. But that's the real struggles of polygel, what I was going through during this video. What didn't you like about polygel? The first time I tried it, I just thought it was really sticky, and that's pretty much what I didn't like about it. Did the product harm your nails? I don't think it harmed them. It did make them very, very thin and fragile, and just besides the first time I used it that I felt that burning sensation on my nails. Further than that, I don't think it harmed my nails. Next question, how did you prep your nails? The first time I used polygel, if you watched the video, I didn't do any prep on my nails this time, as you saw, and I explained everything. As you can see right now, I've already buffed all the shine off my nails with a nail file, and then I'm going with the buffing tool just to smooth out any lines that the file might have left. At this point, I was already feeling very satisfied with my nail shape, so I went to put on some rhinestones. I used a top coat, obviously the Makartt one, and I was putting on the little rhinestones. I should have used a wax pencil, but I didn't have one on hand that was sharpened. I will be sharing tips while applying rhinestones as a beginner, so make sure you guys listen very carefully. When applying some rhinestones as a beginner to your nails, always make sure you stay away from nail glue or like rhinestone glue, because sometimes after you cure it and apply top coat on it, it makes it white underneath the LED light, and to avoid that, just use some top coat. But once you apply some top coat on your nail, always blend out the edges to reduce the bumpiness of it. And that's pretty much what I did, and they look seamlessly. You can't see any bumps. After I cured the design, I would add top coat to the bottom part of my nail, which was the extension, and then the top one if the design was in the middle. If it was not in the middle and it was like on the top, then I would obviously cure the rhinestones first and then apply a thick coat of top coat all around my nail, obviously on the bottom as well, on the free edge, everywhere. Applying rhinestones was so easy. It was probably one of my favorite parts, where I was able to design the nails the way I wanted them, obviously in the comfort of my own home. So I really enjoyed that, and just the tips that I gave you made it so much easier. Just in case you want to apply rhinestones directly right on your cuticle area, make sure you file off a lot of polygel to make it very smooth and thin, so it's not bumpy or like the rhinestones don't look awkward, like if they're just flying or something. I don't know, it just made it so much cuter when I filed off a little bit of product just to smooth it out. This look, I did go a little overboard with it, but I really just wanted to make them kind of extra and super glamorous and almost like party appropriate, because I was celebrating, you know, reaching 100 subscribers, and also my last polygel video where I almost got either 7k or almost 7k views and over 100 likes on that video. So this was my party, and I was celebrating that, guys. And thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you so much for everybody who waited for this video for 7 months. I'm so sorry it took so long, but I did share all my thoughts, experiences, tips. I shared everything with you guys. Hopefully I can post more videos about polygel. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a full-on set. I really just want to save the product that's left for other designs like marble nails and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the finished result. You can see the air bubble on my ring finger, so I was really debating whether I wanted to cover it up or not, so I just gave you that option as a design. And you can see the bottom looks so smooth, and they're not that thick but they're not that thin. They were just perfect, guys. And I literally cured the polygel for 60 seconds. Maybe one thing that I would change would be that I would cut completely the free edge on my natural nail, because I thought the color was dark enough to not show it through. And besides, before I started this video, I didn't know if I wanted to do a video with tips, but I didn't think it was fair since this was an update about the other video. I thought it was fair enough just to show you once again another try without tips. This is the final design I did. I decided to cover the air bubble by using 3 medium-sized rhinestones on the cuticle area, and then around that I joined the top and bottom ones with 5 rhinestones that were tinier on each side. So in total I used 10 small rhinestones and 6 medium rhinestones. I still can't believe I did that set of nails. I'm honestly over the moon with him. I love him so much. I recommend this so much. All my tips, guys. Thank you so much for watching and all your love and support. Don't forget to watch my previous videos, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to watch more polygel videos, subscribe. Bye.
And I still want